Hi, I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, and yesterday morning we had an eclipse, and not only was it an eclipse, it was a blue moon, meaning the second full moon in the month, which is very unusual. The last time we had one was last January. So we had a full moon, a blue moon, an eclipse, and a blood moon. All of those things coupled together, plus this new year energy, 2018, and then we're coming into the Chinese New Year of the dog. So many new things are pulling up and almost like purging all the stuff from the old, from the past. And you may have felt some really interesting things today. Lots of people actually had upsets, tears. I talked to several different people that were in tears, both last night and this morning. Now, one of my clients, I had a session with last night, and people come to me when they're wanting to rekindle a romance with someone, or they're having challenges in their relationship and they don't know how to navigate. And so I'm rather masterful at giving guidance because I channel, so I'm getting this divine guidance and clearing energy so that anything that is stopping them from having this relationship is getting cleared. So it's kind of a deep scourging or eliminating of old stuff. So that's part of what I do in the coaching practice. So it's energy work and it's also guidance. So anyway, so this young lady was wanting to work through her issues with her relationship, and she came to me. She's not quite divorced. The guy she met wasn't divorced either. Interesting that you attract what you are. And so in the process, he had lost his job actually before she met him. And he'd been out of work for some time now. By 7 months, he's been out of work. And he had a really good job, so he had a nice severance. But what happened was he had to give up his apartment and move back in with his soon-to-be ex-wife. So my client had to break up with him because it just wasn't in her best interest to stay in a relationship with somebody who's now living with their ex-wife. So I've been helping her through this difficult time. And, he loves her. There's no doubt that he loves her. He's a good guy. But he's got some issues that he needs to work through. Those are his issues. So I'm helping her. In the process, she was asking me, do I really think it's going to work? And I said, yeah, I do. I really think it's going to work. But, your patience is obviously being tried. And oftentimes, the very thing that is being tried is something we need to eliminate. So if you're impatient, then one of the issues that may come up and surface is that you would have challenges that would bring up maybe frustration about things taking too long, so that's one of her issues, is impatience. So she's wanting things to happen faster. But then the other thing is, she asked, well, so what can I do? I said, well, why don't you ask for a sign? And so I got a text from her today. Now, I prayed a Cascade of Miracles prayer, and if you've been in any of my podcasts, you know that this Cascade of Miracles prayer is very powerful. And I prayed that he would find work very soon, and that this divorce would be final and her divorce would be final, and they'd be able to get together. So I prayed for everyone's highest and best good. And only, of course, if it's in their free will to do so. So I suggested, ask for a sign. So she texted me today and she said, I asked for a sign like you said. And she goes, And there was a string on the floor, and she kicked it, and it went into the shape of a heart. And she texted me a picture, and she goes, "Is it my imagination, or is this a sign?" I said, and I won't tell you what her name is. I said, "You've got to trust yourself and trust the universe." So here's the thing, everybody, is that things will happen if you ask. We need to ask. She asked for a sign. She got the sign. And then she didn't trust the sign. So here, you have to trust. I had another client. She was a producer in LA, and she had been dating this guy, actually supporting him, and she had a feeling that he was cheating on her, and she asked for a sign. She reached up into her linen closet, and she was bringing the towels down, and as she brought the towels down, a receipt landed on her head and then fell to the floor. Talk about a sign. So she picked it up and she looked at it. It was for a dinner, obviously for 2 people from the amount of the bill. And she knew she did not go to that restaurant on that day. There was her sign. He had indeed used the money she gave him to take someone else out. So she definitely had her sign. Well, I worked with her for a while, and I ended up helping her find a really great guy. So this is the thing that I help people do. So when you ask for a sign, believe it. You've got to trust it. And then the other aspect of this live video is full moons are a time to release. They're a time to release old stuff that doesn't serve you. It's a great time to get rid of things that you don't want anymore. It's a great time to I started cleaning out closets and papers and stuff, and it's a great time to shred and get rid of that stuff. It is a time of letting go. So use this energy. We are still in the heels of this full moon. It's a beautiful full moon out there tonight. Use this energy to let go. It's not a time to start something new. But I will say the moon governs emotions. Lots more babies are born during a full moon. And if you ever have talked to people that work in a mental ward, for psychologically challenged, this is a really tough time for people that are having psychological and mental issues, emotional issues. Full moons bring up people's emotions. So you're probably feeling a lot. It's a good time to let go. So I'm going to just walk you through a way to release stuff that's coming up, because you may be feeling cranky. You may be feeling like you want to cry. Crying's okay. Do so. So you want to just kind of allow that feeling to just, fill you up rather than run away from it. So if you reach for alcohol, you reach for ice cream, you reach for cake or a piece of pie, I have had a couple of things happen in the last couple of days, and I was thinking to myself, boy, a piece of pie would be really good. And I knew what was happening was I was trying to suppress what was coming up. We do that with a lot of different things. A cigarette, alcohol, we do it with sweets, we do it with marijuana, if you happen to be that kind of, if that's your thing, So we can suppress emotions that are starting to come up with a lot of different things. Food, exercise, sex, all of those things could be a way of suppressing it, and you really don't want to do that. You want to allow those feelings to come up, allow them to move through you. And how do you do that? You just basically say, universe, bring it on. I really want to feel this fully. I want to know what it is I'm supposed to be doing with this emotion. What is it that's coming up for me? Is it something from a past life? Is it from this life? When did it happen before? And maybe, close your eyes and breathe. Ask to see this energy of it. And you may see a color. Ask, can I see the color of it? Can I see the shape of it? do I need to pull heart ties? Now, pulling heart ties can help you release people from your past. You think about them. I'm thinking about, let's say, a guy named Gary. And so I think about Gary and I go, I release you with love. And extend your arm out, open your palm out, and say, I release you with love. If you're a woman, you want to pull the sexual tie, which is in the perineum area. You just put your fist up against the vaginal area and do the same thing. Think of the fellow, think of the gal, whoever it is. Pull, release, I release you with love. So that will help to bring your energy back to you. The other thing is that, you know, maybe you're trying to help too many people. And if we're helping too many people, then we have a tendency to, we're corded to all those people we're trying to help. I just did some work with someone who works in a tax office, and she's got maybe 8 or 10 clients a day, and she's been doing healing on every one of them and giving too much, telling too much about herself. And when we do that, we're leaking energy. So you don't want to be giving too much of you away to people in the workplace because it will drain you. So you kind of pull your energy back in instead of making it go so wide. Pull your energy back in closer to you. So you kind of keep yourself in like a little bubble, and that will help you too. But back to the releasing of the emotion. So feel the emotion. It may feel a little like agitation, and that's okay. So stay with it, breathe. Let me feel this. What is that? Oh, I feel like a little nausea here. So breathe. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Some deep breathing, circular breath, and keep breathing through it. And just keep asking questions with your eyes closed. What does it look like? Where did it come from? Who was involved? Is there someone I need to forgive? And just feel what you feel in your body. You're going to get that guidance. You might even get like a little motion picture movie in your third eye area. And some guidance will flow through. And then you just ask, can I please release this? Ask for assistance. Because when we ask, our guides will help. Our guides are there to help us, but here's the thing, and angels too, but you have to ask. How do you ask? I need some help. Guides, please help me. I need some help. Angels, please help me. Could you help me with this? Help me process this. Help me release this. So we've talked about releasing heart ties. We talked about moving through emotions. We talked about how the eclipse can often bring up stuff from the past. It can also make some things feel a lot bigger than they really are. Look at the size of that moon. It's so close to the earth. The more close it is to the earth, the more of an impact there is. This is a big, big, monumental, energetic event. And it was here, it happened for a reason. And we are all awakening. Everybody's moving through old stuff, old patterns. So this is a great time to release. Okay, let me see. Hi there, Star from Georgia. Nice to see you. Hello. Now, Mr. I think it's Hack, I think it is. Hello, how are you? Thanks for watching. So, again, emotions are supposed to move. They're not supposed to get stuck. And when they get trapped in our bodies, it can really feel bad. And let's see, resentment, when we're holding on to resentment, oftentimes what we do is we put a spin on a story. I'm going to go back to the client I was telling you about that said she was looking for a sign. And she said to me, you know, I don't even know if he loves me. And I said, I assure you he does. I can tell he does. And you know, I feel the feelings between them. So the stories that we make up make things a lot bigger than they need to be. Something happens and we put a spin on it. Another client of mine I'm working with, and her guy didn't call, and she just got this thing in her head. She goes, you know what? I'm tired of playing games. I'm done with this. I'm not doing this anymore. So each time we do something like that, the universe goes, oh, well, I guess she doesn't want him. So if you want something, you've got to focus on it. And you have to focus on it every day. And what happens is our minds are like plastic. It's like Play-Doh, we can stretch it, we can mold it, we can make it what we want with our focus. Whatever we focus on is what we create. And we are powerful creators. Every single one of you can create. And our mind is powerful. So what are you thinking of? Are you thinking, oh, he doesn't love me? I might as well give up. He's playing games. Because if that's what you're thinking, you're sabotaging yourself. Here you are moving in one direction, and then all of a sudden, whoops, you're going the other direction. So your focus has changed. You have to know what you want and have clarity about it. So if you're changing direction, nothing's going to happen. You're going to feel like you're in limbo. So move in the right direction. Move in the direction of your dreams. Take one step in front of the other to achieve what it is you want. But don't derail yourself with the mind. Stay focused, stay clear, and move through those emotions. So the mind, we have to really harness, and we need to be clear about what we want and continue to focus on what that is. So I hope this has helped. Remember, be kind to yourself. This full moon energy, this eclipse energy, although it was yesterday, it's still spinning. It's still happening. And this full moon energy could last another 3 or 4 days. It is dredging up stuff from the past that needs to go. Clean out your dressers. Clean out your closets. Get rid of the clutter. Get rid of the stuff you don't want, because why keep it around? And if you're hoarding stuff, you're probably hoarding emotions. We don't want to do that. It's not healthy. Let them go. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. If you'd like to have a discovery session with me to see if your issues and my work is a good fit for you, my email is jenniferelizabethmasters.com, but you can also book a discovery session on my website, jenniferelizabethmasters.com. I have discovery sessions on Wednesdays and Fridays. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. And it's Jennifer Elizabeth Masters at jenniferelizabethmasters.com. Thanks for watching. Good night.